But what about the quality professionals right now in the industry who are having a hard time of going from CSV approach to a CSA approach? What would your recommendation be for them?
It is true. It is very hard, actually. But as I mentioned before, they have to look at this as an opportunity. I'll give one more example from my. So when I started my career, I worked with a QA. I mean, I was the CSV guy, and I had a friend who was a QA person, right? We were friends, but he used to reject all my documents because he has to follow certain things, right? And then after 15 years, when I left, I was going to meet him, and then I said, I'm leaving. And I asked him what changed, right? And he showed like this change. Like he was pointing to his monitor. So what he was trying to say was he had four monitors, okay? And when we started in 2007, he had only one, right? So all he was saying, I have more documents to review. That was his thought, that was his what trying to convey, right? And this is before CSA and all the, new stuff happening. But that is the reality, right? And even now, you see a lot of technology trends happening. And typically, our industry, life sciences, are slow to adapt because we always look at technology sector, financial sector. But AI is different because out of the top, if you take top three use case of AI, pharma is one, right? Creating these medicines faster for the patients, right? And because of that, you can see a lot of our IT folks have already transitioned to AI automation and all the stuff, but QA is left behind because it's not their primary area of focus, right? So that's why I say it's a great opportunity if you're in that field. If you can be that person who travels with this trend, learn all these tools, because I interact with a lot of QAs and I kind of encourage them as well in my team to, hey, learn AI, reading this vendor documentation, learn how to use, most of the companies have ChatGPT, enterprise ChatGPT, right? Or any of the other AI tools, most companies, they can use this to summarize some of the documents. So this small use cases, we start look at some because some of the work they do is very mundane task, which is looking at the test cases, finding errors, right? You can just feed it and get that result in 5 minutes instead of spending it one day, right? So to my friend who had that four monitors, I don't know if he's hearing this today, but if he's in that phase, his job has really simplified. I mean, on those aspects. Now he can really focus on the bigger things, which is, hey, is this system meeting these regulations? He can ask those bigger questions and, have some time shaved off from the boring stuff which takes him hours to do, right? So it's really, that's how I want to look at it, right? It's a great opportunity for those folks. But you're absolutely right. If you ask that question to any QA folks, they will say that they're not comfortable because I don't know, it's by design, but unfortunately, they're not part of that transformation training and other aspects which typically IT folks get first, right? And the other problem is that they typically are involved in the later stage of the project. And some of the questions sometimes, I remember myself, I've been guilty of this as well, right? Some of them, when we finally go to the go live and we just have 2 weeks and we go to QA, hey, sign this, right? They are asking a lot of questions. We are like, why are you asking so basic questions? But the answer is, you did not involve me from the start of the project. How am I supposed to know this, right? Right. With these new approaches, I think at least in my last few years, I've been really, vocal about including them in the initial stage. That's why the risk profile I mentioned, if they are part of the risk profile, on day one they understand these requirements. Now they know these are things which are going to implement. So now they can track the process like a life cycle. So when we get to the go live, they're a better informed person and they can ask the right
Yeah.
strategist questions to you, right? So it's a win-win. But you are right. That's a department which has not got that attention that it needs to get. I think, but instead of waiting for an organization to bring that training to you, if you can be proactive and start learning, then it's actually a great opportunity for them.